I'm gonna stop doing that intro thing because I just feel so dumb doing it. So I know I haven't been around that often. I'm back at school, if you couldn't tell. School is kicking my ass as usual. What's new? But you know, today I thought I would talk about the first time I smoked weed. Marijuana. The good kush. Grass. I don't know any other names for weed other than that. I probably will later, but for right now, that's all I know. Now, there's a difference between the first time I smoked weed and the first time I got high. Because the first time I smoked, I didn't get high. I think I know why. You'll find out. I thought I would talk about that, and if you're just gonna be judgmental, like, just leave. To the 3 of you that watch this, I'm sorry, I'm a bad person. Okay, so the first time I smoked was the spring of my sophomore year of high school. I know it seems kind of young, but there were people who had started smoking in middle school, so that's like nothing. I waited a long time. All my friends started to do it. I felt like it was just the topic of conversation all the time, like, oh, do you smoke? And for the longest time, I was in this mindset of like, I'm never gonna do drugs, I'm never gonna do stuff like that, I'm gonna wait until I'm 21 to drink. You know, I was really just like set on not doing anything bad. Like, my perspective has changed, obviously, Then I was so naive and I didn't really understand it. I didn't do my research on it. I didn't know anything about it. I just thought, you know, smoking is bad. The reason why I decided to smoke when I did was because of the fact that I was so bored with my life. And I know that's not an excuse, but you don't understand. I had a routine in high school. It was an everyday wake up, go to school, come home, do homework, go to dance team, come home, go to bed, over and over again. Like, I didn't do anything fun. All my friends would go out partying and I would stay home because I didn't party. I didn't actually start drinking until junior year, like going into senior year. I didn't really drink all that much. I definitely didn't do any drugs. So was like, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to try something that'll get my heart racing, that gives me an adrenaline rush, that opens my mind to something else. And I was smart about it. I did my research on it. My sister had been like, hey, if you ever want to do something that you're not quite comfortable with, like, please just tell me. Like, I'd much rather you do it with me than anyone else. So I did. I asked my sister and I said, hey, I want to smoke weed for the first time. I'm scared, but I'd much rather do it with you than like people I don't know. So I made sure that I was safe. I made sure that, you know, I was surrounded by people that I knew and that would take care of me. And I did it with like my 2 really good friends at the time and my sister, and it was great. I felt safe, I felt comfortable, I didn't feel pressured. I did it on my own terms, which I feel like not a lot of people who do drugs for the first time get a chance to do that. They just kind of get thrown into it and they're like, oh my god. It was like a weekend or it was spring break, something, it was some reason we didn't have school. My sister and my 2 friends that I was with, like, she takes us in her car, and the town that I'm from, there's not really anywhere to go. Like, my mom is totally against drugs, and I'm sorry, Mom, if you ever see this, please forgive me. So we drove up into the hills, up into the boonies. Those were the only places we really could go that wasn't in town, that wasn't too sketchy, that wasn't like in the park. Like, it was far enough away from town that we were like, okay, cops shouldn't come, and we don't have parents scolding us for this. We don't have to like necessarily hide in our room with the windows open, blowing smoke out the windows. In the town I live in, there's a lot of great lookout points because it's all hills. It's uphill, and then there's a lot of farmlands down below, it's stuff like that. So we're in her car, she's playing some of her music that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it was like mood setting. She didn't have a pipe at the time, or a bong, or any actual weed smoking equipment. She just had the drug, like she just had it in a little baggie, and I'm like, okay, cool. We used thinking about it now, I feel so dumb and naive. This is why I probably didn't get high. All we had to smoke out of was a glass Sobe bottle. Like, in the very bottom of it, it was like hammered in. It wasn't broken, but it was like there was a hole inside. And the cap of the Sobe bottle had like a hole cut into it a little bit, like a small like cut thing. What my sister did is she had that bottle and then she had a separate like jug, and she filled the Sobe bottle up with water and like closed up the hole at the bottom of the Sobe bottle, and then put the cap on, and then she put the weed on the little slit and then lit the weed. She let it burn a little bit so that it could actually start smoking. And I'm watching her do all this. I'm sitting in the front and I'm looking at my friends in the back seat. I'm looking at her and I'm just like, my heart was like racing. The blood in my veins was like hot. Like I was so nervous because I'm looking at this green dried grass shit burning, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm about to do drugs for the first time. I'm about to do something I said I would never do in my entire life. Like what? I was so nervous, and like everyone around me was like so chill and like so calm, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening to me? The weed is burning and my sister is still holding the bottle, and she unplugs the hole at the bottom of the Sobe bottle, and all the water starts pouring out into the jug, and it's just going down, and as the water's going down, the container is filling up with smoke, and I'm just watching it fill with smoke, and I'm thinking,
I have to inhale that? What?
so I'm sitting there and I'm just watching it, and I'm panicking and I'm getting shaky and I'm sweating, and I'm immediately regretting this. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to do this. But at the same time, I was like, yeah, bitch, you want to do this. My sister, all the water pours out, and she tells me, she's like, okay, Allie, I'm gonna unscrew this. I want you to put your mouth over it, and I want you to inhale like as much as you can. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like totally just trying to be like calm and collected, but like inside, I'm like internally screaming. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And she's like, all right. She unscrews it, she hands it to me, and I just go, I try doing it as much as I can, but like I'm not really sure how to do it. So I'm just like inhaling, and she's like, okay, I got most of it, I guess. And she's like, okay, now hold it. Bitch. What do you mean fucking hold it? I can't hold it. But I do it anyways, and I'm like holding in the coughing fit that is threatening to escape. After like a few seconds, she's like, okay, let go. And I'm just coughing. Like it just comes up and I can't stop. I am wheezing. I am dying. I really see my life flash before my eyes because I can't stop coughing. I was that bitch who just couldn't stop coughing after smoking. So then my sister redoes the process while I am wheezing, and she does it for my two friends and herself. So everybody's smoking. She only takes like one hit. So then it comes back to me and she's like, are you feeling anything? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. And I'm looking behind me and my friends are, you know, looking a little happy, a little content. She's like, we'll give you one more because, you know, usually when you smoke for the first time, you won't get high. So we'll give you one more. And I'm like, okay, cool. So she does the whole process again, like here. And so I inhale again and I hold it, and I'm dying already. And my lungs are on fire, my throat is burning up, and I let it out, and that's all we had. We didn't have very much weed, and she's like, I don't want you to get incredibly high, but I do want you to get somewhat high. So I'm sitting there and I'm just waiting, and I'm waiting. And I'm getting so paranoid because we have kind of douchey cops in the town that I live in. Like, not all of them are bad, but you know, there's those ones that are like too douchey because of the power they're in. So I'm getting paranoid that a cop's gonna drive up and see this car parked up in the boonies just hanging out, and I'm just like looking around, and every time a car passes I'm like, we need to run. My friends are both just like looking out the window. They're just, their heads against the glass. They're like nodding their heads to the music, you know. They've just got this like soft smile on their face. And I look at my sister and she's in the front just like, you know, she is loving life right now, and I'm sitting here paranoid because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm like, how will I know if I'm high? And they just keep saying, you'll know when you're high. Like that's the most unhelpful thing anyone could ever say to me. So I'm sitting there and I'm bored. I am so bored because I'm just sitting in a car while everyone's being stoned, and I'm listening to music that I don't like and that I don't know, and I'm just like, okay, well, this has been fun, but I gotta, you know, eat dinner, I gotta go home. And I don't think I ever actually got high. I don't feel the same way as I usually do when I do smoke. And it's not like I sit in my bed and I smoke all day. It's just like, you know, a once in a blue moon occasion. I don't usually smoke that much actually. But when I do, you have this feeling, and I don't really know how to explain it, because when I did get high for the first time, it is one of those things that you just kind of know. So after a while, my sister just like looks at me and she's like, are you feeling anything? Are you feeling okay? And I'm like, honestly, I'm just kind of bored and I'm ready to go home. I don't feel any different. I don't see anything differently. I'm nervous because I'm expecting to feel something, but nothing's happening. So I think it's just kind of bummed out. She's like, okay, that's fine. And everyone in the car is like reassuring me. They're like, usually you don't get high for the first time, especially if you don't have like real smoking equipment, because we used a Sobe bottle. So that was it. That's the first time I smoked. I'll probably do a story time about when I got high for the first time, because that was hilarious. That was a good time. Also, I can't tell you the amount of times that my camera has died and I've had to change the batteries because this thing's old. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'll be posting, I'll really work on posting. I like this YouTube thing, but maybe if I had like a bigger following, then I would post regularly. But since I don't, it's just kind of like one of those things that I'm like, yeah, why not? I got the time. Follow my social media, links are in the description below. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep rallying.